Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our monthly Zoom. I'm Susan Allan, and we have Marci Preble with us every single month. And today is a really remarkable event because today, Marci is going to explain the completely new app, the completely renovated app called 14 Steps to Becoming a Millionaire with Lifewave. And who doesn't want to learn that? I'm sure every single one of us is pretty ecstatic by that word at the end of the sentence, millionaire. And it is a system, and there are only two things required to becoming a millionaire in Lifewave or any other way that you want to sell products. You have a phenomenal product and you have a phenomenal system. That is what's required. Lifewave is an amazing, amazing product line, as you all know. And this system that Marci has developed works. She's going to tell us how she has developed so many thousands of people in her downline in a very short amount of time. She's going to explain everything to us, and welcome, Marci Preble.
Well, thank you so much, Susan Allan. I'm so happy to be here today. And I am so excited to share our system, because we've been now using it for 2 years. We have been fine-tuning it, and millionaires are being made. I'm serious. We are. And so because of that, I decided let's just call it what it is, which is the 14 Steps to Becoming a Millionaire, the system that we have to build our Lifewave business. So thank you so much for having me come on and actually share the system that you use to make money. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I want to make money.
You bet. So we're assuming that every one of you, before you start to build the business, that you're using the patches. So you want to talk to the person who told you about Lifewave and make sure you have patches. Then the second thing you want to do is you want to become familiar with the products. We're not going to spend time on that today. We also already have 2 shows on my Zoom channel, one where Marci and I talked about her basic system, the 331 system. So she's not going to spend a lot of time on that today. You can send me an email and ask for the link, or you can go to my channel and find it. We also have another show that Marci and I did with Onyx Cole, and she talked about how she's become enormously successful with the Lifewave patches. So you can look at that show as well, which is on my YouTube channel. So today we're going to start with step 1. And step 1 is 331. It's the system, the beginning. So Marci, just briefly tell us about that. There's so much more to talk about today.
Absolutely. Well, first, for those of you who want to follow along, I'm going to let you today. Okay. So anyone can follow the 14 steps to becoming a millionaire. And you go right now to our website called startx39biz.com. And right there, you will see the 14 steps. It's easy to do yourself, and it's super easy to train others. You just bring them to this site and you say, if you want to become a millionaire, you do these 14 steps over and over and over again. And you train your team and everyone you love that also wants to make money to do the same, because we have proven that it works. So let's go ahead and start. Follow along. Look at the little turquoise bar under startx39biz.com. It says 331 Ask, Share, Give. That's our system. I don't care if you ask Peter, no, Onyx Cole, or myself. If you ask any of us, what is our system? You're going to see them do different threes. I think Peter does 331. Onyx does 331. I do 331, but we all do the same system, which is we patch 3 a day. Physically patch 3 people a day, or mail them out, right? We follow up with 3 people a day because the fortune is in the follow-up. Most people don't follow up. And I was actually talking to Dr. Stacy today because we are in if you can imagine. Sarasota, Florida, waiting for the event with David Schmidt on this Saturday. And she told me, Marci, the reason most people aren't millionaires is that they don't follow up. They do not have a proper follow-up, a method, and they lose people and then they forget about them. They don't follow up with them. They don't have them filed correctly. However they do it, it's missing. So the follow-up is very important. And then we invite one to Zoom. That is third-party validation, which we'll talk a little bit later, that you need influence plus relationship equals a perfect buying decision. And guess what? The invite to Zoom is a 30-minute testimonial call, 15 minutes on people just talking about real life experiences, and 15 minutes on how the product works and how to get the product. It's a 30-minute call that you can plug people in 4 days a week. And here's the thing about that. Honestly, what's really interesting about the invite to the podcast is that is the expert for you. You don't have to be the expert. You can just invite people for that validation. So when we do 3-3-1, part of the patch 3 a day is we ask, we share, and we give. Okay, and we're going to get into that. But basically, quickly, we ask a question, we share a quick testimonial about ourselves or another, and we share a link. And then we give a gift. And that gift is how we follow up to convert to an order. Okay, so let's go through those step one at a time. We start, Susan, with the patch 3 a day. And of course, when you patch 3 a day, you must start with what? A list. Okay, a list. Every seasoned network marketer has a list. Where's your list? Do you have your list, Susan? Where's your list of 10? Where's your list of 100? Did you go back and work your list? I'm sitting here in Sarasota. We're all at lunch working our lists. Okay, we all have a list. Millionaires have a list because that is how we're working and patching people. That's how we communicate. How do you build a list? Well, who do you know? You can look in your phone. Who do you know? You can look from Facebook and Messenger. Who do you know? Telegram. Who do you know? LinkedIn. You should see the places people are reaching out to make their list from. There are people everywhere. So when someone tells me they don't know anyone, what do you know what I say to them, Susan? I said, pull out your phone. Let's look through your contacts. Let's start with A. Who's that? Okay, because we're going to do a list. So we definitely patch 3 a day. And if you want to follow along, click the patch 3 a day button.
Give them a couple of sentences. So you're somewhere and you're talking to somebody. For example, I was at the hair salon this morning. I spoke to a lovely woman in the chair next to me. We talked about how amazing my hair looked. Now the blow dryers are going and we're still talking because I'm always building my list. Now, I got her business card. I have her phone number. She's looking forward to hearing from me tomorrow. What do? Use this as an example, okay?
Sure. So you basically got her name and her phone number when you were at the salon. Now that would be actually a physical patching. Did you just get her name or did you actually patch her?
I couldn't patch her with the 2 hairstylists, hovering over us. So I'd have her contact.
And you said, I'm going to go ahead and get you some information. What I probably would have done right there in the salon, and you may have done that, is I might have asked the question, because when we patch 3 a day, we ask, share, and we give. So I would have found out, what her name is. Oh, what's your name, Susie? I'm Marci. It's so nice to meet you. And then I would be having a little conversation with her. And I would be like asking her a few questions. What do you do for fun? What do you do for work? What's going on with you? And we'd have a little conversation. And somewhere in there, I would ask that question. And that's under ask the question. If you look at the link, and the question is, what do you know about stem cells?
I did. And she knows nothing about it. So I said, your whole body and your brain is controlled by your stem cells.
Yep.
And by the age of 60, and I know her age, she's older, a lot older. By the age of 60, we don't have any stem cell activity at all. And these patches, blah, 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 blah. So now,
Absolutely.
what
So now,
follow-up do you recommend in
so
the
after,
3 a
yeah,
day?
yeah. So then I would come home and I would have her number and she'd go on my list. And now we have the list and I've already asked her the question. So where am I going to go? I'm going to go to the share. I'm going to share a link and I'm going to share a quick testimonial and I'm going to text her. I'm going to go, Susan, hey, I met you at the salon. I know you wanted some information about stem cells. Let me send you a link. I'm going to send you startx39.com. And if you look at number under share, you would click the little blue button and there it is, share startx39.com. And you can just edit, copy, edit, paste it and text it. And then you would say to her, take a look at it. If you like what you see, text me your address and I'll send you a little supply of a 5-day supply. Oh, and by the way, this patch has been life-changing for me. And then you could say maybe a quick little sentence about what it did for you. Or you could go to Telegram and grab a quick little testimonial and say, you were talking about your fibromyalgia, and here's what it did with another woman who has that. And that would be great. And so then now you've texted her. I love to say I text and talk and talk and text all day. So after I texted her, I would wait. If I got an address, sometimes someone will text you right back and go, oh my gosh, thank you so much for reaching out. Here's my address. I looked at the site. I saw that testimonial. I want them. And then you get the address. And what do? You mail the gift. Sometimes they don't respond. So what are you going to do? You're going to call. Hey, this is Marci. I met you at the salon. Did you get my text? I did. Did you ever look at that? I actually did. Well, did you want that gift? You never gave me your address. Oh my God, I forgot. I've been so busy being busy. Great. Give me your address now. I just take it in steps, Susan. That's why it's 14 steps. I don't push anything. It's always a watering gently. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I know once I get someone's phone number, I got it. I can do a lot with a phone number. Now, Susan, if you would have been there and you would have just given her a card and you would not have got a phone number, it's over. You would not have anything.
Never in sales of any sort or any relationship you want to build, do you give them your phone number without getting theirs? Ever.
Right? So I was with Dr. Stacy last night and we were out and about and we met somebody as we were out and about and we talked just a little bit and all we worked to get there was we gave a business card and we got their phone number. Once we got the phone number, we're in, because what are we going to do? That phone number is going to go where, Susan? The list. And then What are we going to do? We're going to do ask, share, give, right? We're going to work it. And we're going to work it with that link. And we're going to work it with a quick testimonial. Okay, so great. That's a great question. And so if you keep going, we're already on the share. And we just shared the link. And we just shared the Telegram under... So if you click on share a testimonial on startx39biz.com, you can connect to our Telegram and it has, can you imagine, Susan, over 2,000 testimonials. And you just go to recording and you type in search recording and whatever you want to look for. Fibromyalgia, click it in and there's a testimonial. Or you can go to the preloaded testimonials. We've made some right there for you and you can send those. I like to say, in sales, we water 5 times with love. I created the 14 steps to allow for enough watering because when you water someone 1 to 4 times, you only close at 10%. But when you water someone the 5th time, you close at 81%. So far, Susan, when we're talking about this example, how many times have we watered this woman? You went, you said hello, you got her number, then you sent a link, and then you sent a testimonial. And then you called to get the address. I mean, we've already watered her 3 times and we haven't even sent the gift. That is why the system works, because you can water someone 5 times or more easily without being annoying. Seriously.
Wow. And
right?
So I think now the next thing we should talk about in depth is the give the gift.
I would love to. So
let's talk about that in depth.
The give a gift. And so if we do give a gift, as we do, and I always mail it in the printable envelope. And if you go to give a gift, you can see the printable envelope. You can either order them and have them. So I have them with me all the time so that when I'm out and about, I can hand them out. I never go anywhere without my little black gifting bag and my little envelope so I can give gifts wherever I'm at. But you know what? Last night, we didn't happen to have it with us. Okay. And so it's okay. You know why? Because we got the phone number. So it didn't matter, because you know what we're going to do? We're going to mail that darn gift. And you can actually mail it because you have the envelopes. Or if you don't have the envelopes, just print out your own envelope. It's right there. Print your own envelope is the envelope. Do you know how many people, Dr. Stacy said, for the longest time till I ordered the envelopes, I just printed those off and put them in an envelope and mailed it off. Perfect. Because here's the great thing about print your own envelope. Not only is it a way to send the gift, it is the script on the envelope. It tells you how the technology works. It tells you how to wear it. It tells you the actual startx39.com, the site to go to, the share link or the exposing link so they can learn about it. And you know how I came up with making that envelope, Susan? I was with Onyx Cole 2 years ago, and I had mailed out 20 gifts to people I love. I didn't know what I was doing. I just threw out 5 X39s and a little invite, those things you get at CVS, a little envelope with a little invite card. And then when we were driving around, she came to visit me. We followed up with every single person. And she explained what all I did was give my testimonial, which was powerful, right? Because my testimonial was
huge,
powerful, right? But it was in 1 second. Hey, this X39 made me want to live again after cancer, which I didn't really want to do. This stuff works. My girlfriends all knew what was going on with me. They're like, oh my God, she's out of her lazy boy chair. She wants to work again. This must be something. But I didn't know anything else. But Onyx did. She was my third party. And she just started explaining what X39 does, how light therapy works, how it activates your own stem cells, how you wear it 12 hours on to activate and 12 hours off to repair. I didn't know. But I listened to her. She said the same thing over and over and over to 20 people. And you know what? Everybody signed up. I said, whatever that girl's saying is good. So what did I do? I wrote it on that envelope. Anybody could read that envelope and explain the technology. You could even say, I don't know. I just got these myself. All I know is helping with my fibromyalgia, but let me read the envelope. Let's read it together. And then, you go, I don't really know that much yet, but I don't need to know, because all I need to be able to do is read the envelope. Do you know in our testimonial calls, Susan, every testimonial call, Monday through Thursday, when we explain the technology, each one of us has that envelope in front of us to remind us how to explain the technology. You guys, it's really a good envelope. It works really good. So, read the envelope. And here's the thing. You can go to startx39biz.com and just open it up and read it. Okay. So that is what we do. We give the envelope. And so that is the patching 3 a day. So let's go back to your example, Susan. So far, we've patched 3 a day with the ask, share, give. So we made the list. We asked, we shared, we give. Now, if we stop right there, we have wasted our money. We have given a gift, but we have not followed up, and we have wasted our money. So should we talk about why the fortune is in the follow-up, Susan?
Absolutely. And the follow-up with the 3-way call, which is a tradition in direct marketing that has worked since the very first direct marketing company was created. It always works, that 3-way call, because you're introducing them to an expert. And you don't have to learn anything in the beginning except that you love the patches and why you love the patches, and have enough enthusiasm to want to share it with people. And so then I get Marci on the phone, or Marci, in the beginning, you probably got someone else on the phone, and talk about that.
Yeah. So on the follow-up, I like follow-up. I like 3 types of follow-up. In this business, I actually even like to follow up with just some simple questions to the person myself first, even because it's so simple. And this is why we duplicate. There's no stress. In this particular business, it's very important. Even before Susan gets me on the phone to answer questions, or puts me even into a Zoom, which is also a third-party validation, a patching podcast, right? To listen and get your questions answered, but because you're hearing it, you call and you just make sure you ask some simple questions. And once again, under the follow-up, just hit the tab right now to follow up with 3 a day. And right there are the questions you ask. It's not very hard. Read it. Are you ready? Here I go, Susan. This is super duper hard. You ready? I'm going to do it to you. Susan, well, let's pretend. What was your girl's name? What was her name at the salon? Betty? Should we just give a name? Gail. Gail, did you get the patches?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
How hard is that? Is that scary to call somebody and ask if they got the gift that you gave? It's actually fun because when you give, you want to make sure people get your gift, and it's exciting. You actually want to call them back. It's not scary. You don't feel like that weird girl or guy, right? Did you get the patches? Okay, here we go. Did you put it on?
Yes, I did. I did exactly what you said. I put it on the back of my neck.
Oh, I am so glad you did that. Did you drink lots of water? It's very important to hydrate.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I forgot that.
Oh, good. And Gail, I really want to know, and this is really the most important part. I want to know what's really going on with you. Can we share for a moment?
You know, as we talked about it yesterday, I'm 2 years older than you, and you were saying that you have so much energy, so I don't need more energy. But you mentioned that since my mother had died and she was 93, and the whole important thing you said about stem cells is I don't want to end up watching myself get older and older and older. And you were saying that what you've noticed just in the last year and a half that you've been using these patches is that you feel more alive, you look younger, you've got lots more energy, and it's a whole different thing. It's a new life, you said. So sounds good to me.
Well, you know, I'm so glad that you reminded me that you would like to wear these X39 patches because you want to reverse your age. You do. Yeah, you want to be young again. You don't want to get old. You want your body, your hair, your face, your looks. You want to look young. And so let me tell you, so right there, that is the most important question. What is going on with you? People want to be asked that. Nobody seems to ask. People want to be heard, and nobody wants to listen. You will sell or convert or sign up more packs in the follow-up if you ask that one question, what's going on with you? It is the most important question, I think, in this business, to be honest with you. It's the question of caring, to be honest. Okay. And then from there, when I ask what's going on, I get 2 things. I find out really why she's wanting these, so I can better, when I go into explaining the technology, connected to what she said is going on with her. And then I have that envelope. And I just say, well, let me explain this technology to you. And I say, you know, the stem cell is made out of organic crystal. Let me open it up. Let me show you the inside of that crystal. When that crystal hits the heat of your skin, it activates your body to create more stem cells and reset them to a younger, healthier state. Don't you want that? Yes, all I did was read a piece of that envelope. It's right there. If you don't have that memorized, just say, let me explain the technology. I'm going to read this to you so you understand it. I'm just learning it myself. You're wearing the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off. That right? That's what we're supposed to do. Look at that patch. It's made, the white inside is organic crystals. It's made out of amino acids, sugar, and water. And when you put it on the heat of your skin, it activates a light wave to reflect a light to elevate this peptide called GHK copper peptide, which actually acts like the telephone to activate your stem cells, produce more, and reset them to a younger, healthier state. Don't we want that? Don't you know that when at age 35, you lost 50%, and by age 60, you've lost them all? And here's the thing, why we need them is that they're pluripotent, which means that they are the only cell in your body that have the unique ability to turn into any cell your body needs for repair. Hello. That's why when we're 20, we look like we're 20. We're repairing all the time. And when we're 54 or 70, we don't. It's pretty simple. So really, after on the follow-up, when you say what's going on with you and you explain that, most of the time people want it. And then I say, hey, I gave you 5 patches, but that's just a 5-day supply. You're going to need more. Let's get you on a 3-month supply and really get you activating. Okay. And by the way, you've worn it now for 2 days. Have you experienced anything yet? Some will and some won't in 5 days. What have you experienced, Gail, on your first 2 days of wearing it? And once again, listen.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
But I love that you're going to need more. Let's get you on a 3-month supply. And I think there was one more sentence you just said, Marci.
You're going to need more. Let's get you on a 3-month supply. Let's get you activating.
Activated.
And I said, and what are you experiencing so far? And you're going, some people notice something in those 5 days, Gail, and some people are going to need more time. Actually, David, the owner of the company, says you need 1 month supply for every decade you are old. So really, let's go ahead and get you moving on this, okay? And here's the thing, 50% of the folks will say yes to that. And 50% of the folks will say, I'm not ready yet. I still want to wear them longer. And that's okay, because I still got plenty more steps to go to keep watering them. I'm not attached. Hey, I'm not ready yet is not a no to me. It's just a no, not yet. And I am going to start trying to close them even when they're wearing their 5 days. I will go for the close. And they may or may not say yes, but there's a good chance that they'll already say yes. And if they don't say yes, it's okay. Then I will go and I will say, you know what? Let me text you the order form so you can see it and the 1-page summary, which explains all of our products. When you were talking to me, Gail, about what was going on with you, you also told me that your lower back has a lot of pain sometimes. And, you know, if you look at the 1-page summary, I know you're only trying the X39 that I sampled, but there is this patch called Icewave and it takes pain away. And there's this patch called Eon that stops inflammation. And so what I do as I'm touching on them, I send them the things to do what? Make sure that I only expose with X39, but I tickle them with a few others when I know what's going on with them. And I use this 1-page product summary. And I put this now in the take an order section of startx39biz.com. So you remember when you send the order form to remind them of pricing, you send the link of the 1-page summary, because that reminds me that I'm going to, when I follow up with them, make sure that I kind of hit them with a few more. So I fill that silver kit and they have then are able to also auto ship a 1-sleeve X39. So
now,
let's say
I have a very important question.
Sure.
Because I've been the third-party expert, obviously, a lot of times with my whole downline, right? And so when I'm the third-party expert, I take the order right on the phone. Absolutely. I've never sent an order form. So tell us about this.
Well, I send an order form just so that they can see pricing. Okay, so a lot of times, and I do third party all the time, and as I'm talking to them, I'll text them the order form in the 1-page as we're talking. I created this site so you can actually talk and text at the same time. Let me right now text you the order form and the 1-page summary. And then I say, did you get it? I did. Great, let's go through that right now. Go ahead, click on the order form right now. Did you get that? Oh, I did. Great. Well, let's go through that together. There's 3 ways you can get it. $149, and I'm clicking on it right now too, so I can read it with them. $149.95 retail, or you can become a preferred customer, and for $19.95, you can get it for $99.95 a month. Or I love the silver kit. That's the wholesale pricing. You can also be a distributor or not. You can just get it and get the best pricing, whatever you want. But I love that kit at $299.95. That gives you 3 X39s, enough for yourself, your family, and your friends, and even some to share. And that's $299, and that gets you down to $99.95 a month. And of course, you want to go on 1-sleeve auto ship the next month at $99.95. But here's the cool thing. Do you see on the order form real quick, that little bubble? This is what's amazing. 1 sleeve of X39 equals 2 sleeves of any other Lifewave patches. So here's the thing, Gail, you were telling me about, you also had the back pain and a little bit of inflammation in your fingers. So you can get that silver kit. And when you buy that kit for $2.99, it's like going to Nordstrom's. Or if you're a guy, Home Depot, and you can fill that kit with whatever you want. So I recommend that you fill that kit with 1 X39, 2 ice waves, which is a month's supply, 2 eons for inflammation. And then of course you're going to auto ship 1 X39 the following month. That gives you 1 month to get rid of your pain, 2 months of X39 and 2 months of eon for inflammation. You're going to be all set. And by that time, you're going to just be loving it. And then of course, to maintain yourself, you'll just ship an X39 every month after that. How's that sound? And then I shut up because most of the time they'll just say yes. And then I'd say, what's your address? What's your credit card? What's your expiration date? What's your CVV? And that order form, I texted them. I also have it printed out so I can take that order. I never start a call on a follow-up with anyone, Susan, whether I'm doing it myself or I'm doing a third party for somebody. I have an order form printed. I have the 1-page summary always printed out for myself. And I have the gifting envelope always printed out for myself because I use those 3 things to what? To educate people over and over and over again and to remind me of what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I'll take that order and then I'll send those same links. The 4 links that I send over and over and over again to people, actually 5, startx39.com, the exposing link, the gifting envelope link, the order form link, the 1-page product summary link, and I love under share a link under the science, David Schmidt's 45-minute testimonial call that we did with him in July, where he talks about David's 5 favorite patches and why. It's so good. And I need, right now, I don't say that. I think I say July testimony, the July call with David Schmidt, but I'm going to put his 5 favorite patches and why, so you guys all know it's that one. I pretty much just use those 5 over and over and over again, over thousands of people. And I think I did just become a millionaire using this system. So it does work. I'm just saying it works. So anyway, Susan, thank you.
One thing that's really important, you
Yes.
absolutely need to take the order yourself for these people. Even if you decide you're going to send them the order form, and believe me, do exactly what Marci does because Marci has a huge business. She has a huge business. How many distributors do you have right now?
Oh, over 15,000.
Good, beautiful. So over 15,000. And the key, I mean, a lot of this is avoiding going down dead end roads, right? A lot of any conversation, any process, any sales, and I've been teaching sales for more than 40 years. And I had 3,000 people in a downline, many years ago before there was even an internet. So believe me, I know the dead ends people can fall into. People may say to you, oh, I'll just go on the site myself. No, they can't. You say, in order to get the best price, which is true, in order to get the best price, let me help you. Because if you've ever tried to figure out that site before somebody taught it to you, forget it. Forget it. They won't know how to become a distributor and get the wholesale price. They won't know what to do. They won't know how to fill the kits, etc. So you want to make sure you're very, very determined. Oh, sure, let me show you the order form and you can take a look at it. And here's the list of all the patches we have. And I'll help you through this. I'll take the information for you and place the order for you. Right?
Absolutely. I send those links to educate them and to remind myself that I also need to take the order. I text and talk all the time as a reminder of what I still need to do to be of service. And let me tell you, I have over 1,000 written orders that I have taken. Okay. And I have those. Okay. I keep those files so I can be of service. And people text and call me all the time. Oh, I need you to order this for me. I need this promotion. I need the new double bundle promotion. Yeah. Do you think I have all their credit cards so I can be of service for them? Yes, I do. I am a master at taking credit cards. You want me to tell you the beginning number of a Visa to a Discover card? I can tell you that, okay? I take a credit card, okay? And that's what you need to remember to do. And your credit card is, there was a time, Susan, I wanted to buy some vitamins about 10 years ago from someone. And I took my credit card out to give it to him. I want those organic vitamins, please. And he said, go to my website and order. I said, here's my credit card. I'd like you to take my order. Go to my website and order. He never took my credit card. What did I do, Susan? I said, okay, I put my credit card away. And did I ever order? No.
No.
In fact,
No
I was
service.
irritated that I never got the service. I will never be that. Okay. So
Great.
I love that. So take the order. Now, the interesting piece is we also have the invite to podcast. And I have the invite to podcast as number 8 and the take the order is number 9. But let me tell you, on the follow-up, I will attempt to take the order and I might get it. And then I'll invite them to the podcast, or I'll attempt to take the order. And if they're not ready yet, what will I do? I'll invite them to the podcast and then I'll try to take the order again. So, you know, the 14 steps, they flow, right? Because you're using them as you're flowing with the person that you're with, correct? So
it's organic.
It's organic. The steps are there, but sometimes the steps move in and out depending on where you are, right? And so then you go to invite the podcast and there's all the invites. I just text them the invite. Now, let's say they say, I just don't have time to go to Monday. Then I text them Tuesdays. I just don't have time for Tuesdays. No problem. I text them Thursdays. I am never upset. I am never defeated. I just keep watering. Oh, I just think to myself, oh, yay, this is the 8th watering. I'm doing good now, right? And then they say, oh, I just don't have time for any of it. No problem. You told me about your arthritis. Let me send you one that we've already had. And I go to our Telegram, to our 2000 testimonials, and I go and I search recording and for what I want, and I send it. And once again, you guys can get to that by going to startx39biz.com under share, which is number 5, which is join Telegram. You all should be joining Telegram. We made the 14 steps so easy that make sure that you know how to do all 14 steps. Okay. The system, the startx39biz.com we had before, it kind of moved around. Now it's in perfect order for you to follow, for you to train. And if you don't know how to do one of these steps, you're not going to be a millionaire. So ask somebody how to do it. Okay. So now we are in,
Let's talk about the best part.
Inputting the order.
Well, I was going to say you can talk about that, but the most important thing we want to save time for is the getting paid, which is 3 steps.
Well, yeah, but before we get paid, we need to input the order. Obviously, you can't get paid until you input
inputting the order is part 1 of getting paid. Inputting the order is actually part 1 of getting paid, because if you don't input the order, you're never going to get paid, right?
Absolutely, yes. So let's talk about.
Let me say that number 11, and Marci's going to cover all this. So number 10 is you have to learn how to input the order from the person who introduced you to the products. Number 11, you have to learn about the compensation plan. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to learn about the compensation plan, because you're going to want to have people who also want to become millionaires. And you're going to have to explain some part of it. You're not only going to have your friend who introduced you to the products do 3-way calls for the rest of your life. At some point, you're going to want to have some of the answers yourself. And then finally, the day comes, as it did for me and it did for Marci and so many people we love, when you have to set up your pay portal account. So you get paid. Okay, so Marci, talk about any parts of those.
Oh, that's wonderful. And thank you for putting us back on track to the number 10. So remember how we took the order? Remember on the paper order form? Well, then you have your back office. We all have a back office, right? Susan has a back office. I have a back office. It's always lifewave.com/ and your whatever that is, your first and your last name. If you don't know what your website is, You can always call customer service and say, I don't know what my website is, but you got to know your website or you're never going to make money. And you need to know your username and your password. So then you would go in and you would input the order. It would be a silver kit. So you would either click join and put that silver kit in, and you would fill up the kit and put the auto ship in, or you would go to your organization and you would go to binary tree and you'd put it on your right or your left side with the plus sign, bottom of the tree, and it takes you through the same prompts. The good news.
And let me just say one thing, Marci. Because
Yes.
Marci said, and it's always in silver. But guess what? I actually had someone, my chiropractor, who said,
Yep.
yeah, great. I'm ready to order. Okay, I want a diamond kit. Now, luckily for me, I already knew what to do. But if I didn't, I would have said absolutely. And I would have just gotten Carol on the phone, who was the person who introduced me to Lifewave, or I would have gotten Marci on the phone, or I would have gotten somebody on the phone, or I would have gotten customer service on the phone, and I would have gotten my doctor's information and his credit card, and I had the order form in front of me, so I knew what the price was, and I would never have let that moment pass. So always better to have as much info and support as you can.
And here's the thing, Susan, it's really important on the take the order. There's the order form we were talking about, right? And it's super important to know that on that order form is the silver kit, the diamond kit. So you just take the order. I got the order. Now I'm going to input it. I don't know what I'm doing. This is my very first order. Oh, I can go how to input an order. Oh, there's a 10-minute video. It's right there on startx39biz.com. I'll watch that and learn, and then I'll put it in. Or I'll call my upline and say, let's put it in together. I got my first order. I always tell people, when you get your first order, call me. I'll show you how to put it in. Okay. But you can watch the video to see how to put it in. It's right there. You can call customer service and say, I got my first order. I don't know how to put it in. Don't let not knowing what to do stop you. Just do it one step at a time. Ask somebody or watch the videos. Once again, startx39biz.com has it all there. Input order in the back office. The first 10-minute video shows you. You could even spend the time the first day. Your homework is, if you don't know this, is to go through all the tabs and watch everything. There's a concept. Once you watch everything, you'll know how to do everything. And pretty soon, Susan, we're going to make it so easy. Those little red dots where it says video coming soon, it's going to be a quick little 4-minute video that's even going to be more easy. Just watch the 4 minutes. The reason we created this the way we did is that we have all the links so you can edit, copy, and edit, paste it to people. This is not only a training site, it's a usable site to what? Copy, paste people, edit, copy, edit, paste. Texting people, put it on Telegram, on Messenger. It's not just an education video site, it's a working site, it's a tool that you use to do your business. Network marketers we send links. Every single thing on this website you can watch, or you can send it to someone as a link. Do you understand that? I made that because I wanted to figure out how I could send text and talk and text quickly. I can send 10 people something in 2 minutes because of this site. I was tired of trying to find what I wanted in 20 different locations. That's why this site was created. Okay, so let's go ahead, and we talked about inputting. Learn compensation plan. Well, learn compensation plan is right there. If you click on there, there's what is that compensation plan we always do? The hot sheet. It's the 2-page hot sheet. And there's a 15-minute video. There's no reason you shouldn't know the compensation plan. It's right there. Okay. And then, of course, if you go to invite to podcast under training, we train every Saturday at 10 o'clock Pacific. The first Saturday training is always on 331. The second Saturday is reward and recognition. The third Saturday is compensation plan and back office. And the fourth Saturday is always a doctor's call on technology. So don't tell me you can't be trained. It's all there. You can plug into anything you want. So let's go into Pay Portal. Okay, I have to tell you this, Susan. So many people do 331 Ask, Share, Give. They put their orders in, they make their money. They somewhat know the compensation plan, and they forget to set up their pay portal and they have thousands of dollars and they never get paid. To me, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Who would go to all the work not to collect their money, Susan?
I have a lot of friends right this minute who have at least hundreds and hundreds of dollars sitting. Not thousands yet, but hundreds and hundreds.
Right. So I get really worried about those people because as a network marketer who's running a team, I know that people will only stay so excited about a business if they're making money. So if they don't activate their pay portal and they haven't made their money, I know they won't stay in the business. So as it's your responsibility to make sure you make your money, but it's also your responsibility if you're moving a team to make sure that your people know what they're doing on that, because the quickest way for it. Yeah.
So the question is, I send them the links to the paperwork they're required to fill out, and I remind them sweetly every so often. And obviously, these are normally people who have a lot of money, so they're not worried. They don't need it to pay their mortgage. So is there something else you can do besides send them the information and sweetly remind them?
Sometimes depends on how much you want to get involved. Some people are like, that's all I'm doing, because they should be able, if they care about making money, it's all there. Me, I'm more like, I know that to keep people motivated, they got to have their money. So I will hold hands and I will say, let's go ahead and print out the W-9 together. Let's fill it out together. Let's take a picture of your driver's license front and back together. Send it to me. I'll email it to customer service, because there's 3 things in Pay Portal. You need to fill out a W-9 with like your name, social, and address and sign it. You need to have a front and back of your driver's license, and you have to email it to Lifewave, which is all on the document here. It's all there. Dr. Stacy said, well, it can't be any easier. I just read the document. Well, you know what? Sometimes it is harder for people. So I actually will help that. And then I'll say, you'll get in 2 days an activation email. When you get it, call me and I'll help you activate it. And then I'll actually help them get their checking number in and get it to auto transfer. When I get it to auto transfer, then the money just comes every week. I'm done. Now everybody's like, oh my, I get people now calling me. I just got another $100 this week. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, I just got another 500. So once I get them to auto transfer and they like the 331 Ask, Share, Give, they're not going anywhere. So I do take the hands and make sure my people get their money. Okay. So beautiful. I do help with that.
Beautiful. That's fabulous.
Yeah. So that's the setup Pay Portal. And then, do you have any more questions on that?
Well, no, but in the time we have the best part, which is grow your team. So completing their get started checklist, and then using all of your other business resources to grow their downline. So speak about that and just give me a minute or so to close, when we're just about at the 1 hour point.
Yeah, well, the getting started checklist is such a great checklist for yourself and for when you're building a new team. Print it off, read it, make sure that you know how to do all this. Make sure your team knows how to do all of this. You can sit with them one-on-one and say, hey, Gail, do you have your new website? What's your username? What's your password? How many days a week do you want to commit to this business? How many hours do you want to commit? What's your commitment to coming on some of the Zoom calls? What's your commitment to coming on the Saturday call? What's your testimonial? Keep it short, right there, right out of the gate. It tells you to make your list of 20. It tells you what the 331 is. It tells you what your resources, your tools are, right? Then it goes into a quick piece on the comp plan, a quick piece on how do you stay plugged in, and a quick piece for the business building strategies. And I'm telling you, when you read each of those buckets, you know what you'll say to yourself, oh my gosh, those are all the things that are on the 14 steps to becoming a millionaire. I'm good. It will just remind you that you're good. So my suggestion is, and why it's at the end, do your 14 steps to becoming a millionaire, get your checklist started, go through that and go with your team. Are we good on that? Check. Are we good on that? Check. Are we good on that? Check. And you'll be so pleasantly thrilled that you are moving in the direction and working the steps to becoming a millionaire. And then lastly, the business building library. These are other resources and tools that I really like, but I put them here because they didn't quite fit the 14 steps. And everybody, Susan, was telling me that they really wanted an easy the steps really that we do to make our money, to become a millionaire for ourselves and how to train our teams. That makes it real easy. Well, did you do step 1? Did you do step 3? So these resources help, but they didn't really fit the steps. So the first is the product brochures. I just put in a lot of cool product brochures. This is where I'll put some of my point of sale material. So please look at that. You'll see that they're wonderful tools and they're in great links. They're printable if you want to use those for point of sales or displays. Okay. The other is get the apps. That allows you to get either the Lifewave app or the Rapid Funnel apps that you can use. Communication plugin. That's, how you get into all of our communications, whether it's Telegram, Facebook, Onyx's Quantum Field team, our YouTube channels, customer service. There are a lot of things communication-wise you can plug into. We just on the top 14 did Telegram first because it was the most important, and we found we were getting people confused with so much. We just tried to make less is better, but we still want the resources there for you. Okay, and then the training videos. That's all the training videos that we have done on every Saturday, from 331s to compensation plans to back office trainings. So if you're like, gosh, I want more training, it's right there. So those are some of the resources. I hope that's helpful. Those are, Susan, the 14 steps now to becoming a millionaire. I hope to produce many, and you all come to me and tell me next year, I followed the 14 steps. I'm a millionaire. Thank you very much for the system. Susan?
Beautiful. And I'm naming my first child after you, right? That's what you want to hear. Beautiful, Marci. It's really so clear. And I know it works. I know it works. So there's not a question. And every single one of the people in your downline and the people in my downline, which is part of your downline, and Peter's, we know that the system works. And of course, the beautiful part of it is that the support that we get from you is incredible. Incredible. The love you give us, the support you give us, and that's what you're duplicating. Certainly, that's what I offer my people. I kid around and say, all you have to do is say thank you at the end of 3 hours. Just one thank you. That's enough. And I feel, my time was well spent. And I know the same is true for you. So
Yes.
For all of you who are watching, please be sure with any questions you have, you always go to the person who invited you to Lifewave, invited you to these Zooms, the person who is the expert in your world. And we now have 24 of our own videos that Marci and I have done on this channel. And it's youtube.com/Susan Allan 2001. That's ALLAN. And thank you. We have 1,100 subscribers already. So I'm very, very grateful. You get a lot more than one thank you from me. And so be sure that you subscribe. So each time Marci and I do another event, you're automatically reminded. And our next event is next month. So that's February, always the second Thursday, and that's February 10th. Same time. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we want to see everybody being millionaires. That's what we want to see. So thank you so, so much.